Hello students, I am Surbi Gupta and today we will discuss class 7th topic, that is rational numbers. And in rational numbers, two topics we are discussing today, that is how we have to place the rational numbers on number line, and the second one is standard form. Okay, let's start with the topics. First I am doing standard form. How you represent rational numbers in standard form. Whenever you have to place the numbers in standard form, you have to take care of two conditions. The first condition is that the denominator should not be negative. The denominator should not be negative, it should be positive. The second condition is 1 is the common factor of numerator and denominator. The first condition is that the denominator should not be negative, and the second condition is 1 should be the common factor between the numerator and the denominator. Let's see some examples. The first example is 3 by 5. Now, here we can suppose it as a P by Q form. Okay, so P is the numerator, Q is the denominator. Here 3 is the numerator and 5 is the denominator. So, what I have told you that the denominator should not be negative. Here the denominator is positive. So, this is the first condition is satisfied. Now check whether 3 and 5 have the common factor as 1. Yes, the common factor is 1 because 3 and 5 they don't come in any table together. So only 1 is the common factor between 3 and 5. So this irrational number is in standard form. Similarly, one more rational number we take, minus 1 by 9. Here the denominator is positive, so the first condition satisfied. Second, both don't come in any table together, only in the table of 1. So 1 is the common factor. So this also a rational number in standard form. Okay. Now we take another rational number, 2 by 10. Here the denominator is positive, first condition is satisfied. Now the second condition is only 1 should be the common factor. But here you can see that both the numbers they come in the table of 2. 2 1s are 2, 2 5s are 10. So I can reduce this rational number to these numbers. So the final answer is 1 by 5, and this is the final rational number in standard form because both 1 and 5 they only come in the table of 1 and 1 is the only common factor. Okay, so this is the rational number in standard form. We can take one more example, 9 upon minus 36. Now, first of all, you have to check that whether the denominator is positive or not. Here the denominator is negative. Can we make the denominator positive? Yes, we can make. Multiply both numerator and denominator with minus 1. So it will become minus 9 and it will become minus 36 minus 1, 36. Now I have made the numerator as denominator as positive. First condition is satisfied, that q should not be negative. So first condition is satisfied. Now the second condition is both should have a common factor 1, but you can see that they both come in the table of 9. Okay, so what you have to do, the rational number is minus 9 by 36. So divide it by 9 because both come in the table of 9. So minus 9 divided by 9 is minus 1, and here you get 4. 9 divided by 36 is 4. Okay, so this is the final rational number in standard form, which is having the denominator as positive, and also 1 and 4 both have only common factor 1 in common. Okay, now the next topic and the last topic we need to discuss is how you represent the rational numbers on number line. First of all, a rational number is given to you minus 1 by 2. You know, whenever we draw a number line, in the center there is 0. On the right hand side there are positive numbers with equal distance between each other, and on the left hand side there are negative numbers with equal distance between each other. In the center there is 0, on the right hand side positive integers, on the left hand side negative integers, and the distance between them is equal. This is the number line. Now I want to represent minus 1 by 2 on the number line. How I represent? First you need to check whether the number given to you is a proper fraction or an improper fraction. Proper fraction क्या होता है? In which the numerator is less than the denominator, and improper fraction in which the numerator is greater than the denominator. So here it is a proper fraction because the numerator is less than denominator. Whenever a proper fraction is given, it is always less than 1. Every proper fraction is always less than 1. You can check any proper fraction, it is always less than 1. If it is negative, then it is always less than minus 1. Okay, so here it is a negative proper fraction. So it is always less than minus 1. Now I understood that my rational number which is given is lie between 0 and minus 1. Because it is a proper fraction, numerator is less than denominator, and I told you that it is always less than 1. So negative, so less than minus 1, so it will lie here. Okay. Now look at the denominator. The denominator is 2. Whatever the denominator is, we have to divide that part into 2 parts. Now here denominator is 2, so I have to divide this 0 and minus 1 into 2 equal parts. So this and this 2 parts. Okay, so minus 1 by 2, minus 1 by 2, minus 2 by 2. Okay, minus 1 by 2 will lie here, and minus 2 by 2 when we cut down it will become minus 1 only, and we have minus 1. So minus 1 by 2 will lie in between 0 and minus 1. Okay, let's take another example. Suppose you have to represent minus 3 by 4 and 3 by 4 on number line. First you need to draw a number line. Here there are positive integers on the right hand side, and on the left hand side there are negative integers. Now again these are proper fractions because numerator is less than denominator. This is a negative proper fraction, this is a positive proper fraction. First thing you need to check is the denominator. The denominator says 4. So we have to divide this into 4 equal parts. 4 equal parts. So 1, 2, 3. 1 part, 2 part, 3 part, 4 part. 1, 2, 3. 1 part, 2 part, 3 part, 4 part. So we have divided both these into 4 equal parts. Now the first part will be 1 by 4. Second will be 2 by 4. Third will be 3 by 4. And the fourth part will be 4 by 4. Similarly, the first part will be minus 1 by 4. The second part will be minus 2 by 4. The third part will be minus 3 by 4. And the fourth part will be minus 4 by 4. In this way, you have to divide into equal parts, checking upon the denominator. Now the next part is, suppose it is a improper fraction. Then we have to place a number line, and then we have to check how we have to place the numbers on number line if this is a improper fraction. Suppose a number line is given to you. A number line is given to you. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. And the numbers are given A, B, P, Q and T, R, S, U. You have to identify P, Q, R, S. Now, you have to find out the values of P, Q, R, S. From the number line, we can check that this 2 to 3 is divided into 3 equal parts. Similarly, this minus 1 and minus 2 is divided into 3 equal parts. So, can I write it as 1 by 3, 2 by 3. Similarly, I can write it as minus 1 by 3, minus 2 by 3. This is the first step that I have done because I know that it is divided into 3 equal parts. So the first point will be 1 by 3, second point will be 2 by 3. Similarly, the first point will be minus 1 by 3 because it is on the negative side. The second part will be minus 2 by 3. Now what you have to do, as these are improper fractions, what we have to do, we have to, it is the right hand side, so whatever number is given here, I have to add this number into it. Why I have to add? Because first of all, it is the right hand side. All the integers are positive. So for getting a positive integer, I have to add something. Next thing, the point lies here. 2 here and the next point is greater than 2. This point is somewhere greater than 2. So whenever a point is greater than 2, it will only come when I add something into. So 2 plus 1 by 3. So I will do 2 plus 1 by 3. LCM, it will become 6 plus 1, 7 by 3. It will become 2 plus 1 by 3. So LCM, 2 3s are 6 plus 1, 7 by 3. Next, 2 plus 2 by 3. It will become 3 2s are 6 plus 2 divided by 3, 8 by 3. So the point P is 7 by 3. The point Q is 8 by 3. Similarly, when I come to negative side, so the point is minus 1 by 3. I have to subtract because the numbers are getting less. So I have to subtract something from minus 1. So minus 1 में से हम subtract करेंगे minus 1 by 3. So what will be the LCM? This is the point R. So minus 1 by 3. So what will be the LCM? Minus 3 minus 1 upon 3 minus 4 by 3. Similarly for point S, the point is minus 1 में से minus 2 by 3. So by getting the LCM, you get minus 5 by 3. So in this way, I will get the answers. I hope the topic is clear to you. Thank you very much.